All right, so welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at something pretty interesting, I think, how to make a website for an eco-friendly cleaning service, one that actually gets customers excited.
Yeah.
We found this really great article
hmm
by a company called Site Design and Now W. They're based in Australia,
Okay.
specifically Logan.
Logan, cool.
And they really know their stuff about web design.
That
So
sounds-
if you are out there thinking about starting a green cleaning business, or maybe you know someone who is,
Right.
this is going to be a great deep dive for you. Stick around.
It's interesting because you can't just slap a label on something and say it's eco-friendly these days. You got to go deeper. You have to show people why you're different,
Yeah.
why your service is different.
Yeah.
And the article really emphasizes being upfront about your practices. It's all about transparency.
Yeah.
It builds that trust factor, which is really important.
I think that's so important these days. Like, I'm way more likely to trust a company that's like, hey, here's what we do and here's how we do it, especially when it comes to something like, the environment. But so how do you actually do that on a website? The article mentions like clear and detailed service listings.
Right.
What's that really mean?
Well, it's really about painting a picture. You got to go beyond just saying, we clean bathrooms. Instead of just having this boring list of chores, you want descriptions that make you feel the difference. Imagine you land on this website and it's like, sparkling tiles, fresh scent of natural cleaners. You can just feel it.
Yeah.
It showcases that experience of a truly clean and healthy space.
Okay, so it's like instead of saying we mop floors, it's more like we use this plant-based floor cleaner that's going to make your house smell like a lemon grove and not a chemical factory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where you can sneak in those extra details that build credibility. So you can mention things like, our products are biodegradable, safe for kids and pets, or we follow strict Australian environmental standards.
Oh.
So suddenly you're not just a cleaner, you're an expert.
Yeah.
That people can trust.
And speaking of expertise, what about the cleaning products themselves? Because I feel like that's a big deal for people who are eco-conscious.
Oh, for sure.
The article talks about highlighting your green cleaning products. But how much detail is enough? Do I need to give like a whole chemistry lesson on every single bottle?
Well, I don't think you need to go full-on science class.
Okay.
But think of it as an opportunity to educate your clients.
Okay.
This is where you address those common concerns.
Yeah.
Are the products truly biodegradable? Are they locally sourced? Maybe you can mention if they meet specific Australian certifications for being eco-friendly. That way you're reassuring people that you're not just talking the talk, you're actually walking the walk.
I bet those little details actually do make a difference, because if I see a website, let's say, that lists all the certifications and eco-credentials of their products,
Right.
it shows me that they're serious about their commitment,
Absolutely. It all goes back to transparency builds trust.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's not just about what's in the products. It's also about where they come from.
Yeah.
So if you mention that things are locally sourced, that can appeal to people who are really passionate about supporting their community and reducing their carbon footprint.
Oh, yeah.
All of that matters.
For sure. Okay, so we've got these amazing service descriptions that are making me feel like I'm already breathing in that like fresh, clean air.
Right.
We're highlighting all the eco goodness of our products.
Exactly.
But how do we actually get people to book our services? Like, how do they actually sign up?
Well, that's where a smooth online booking system comes in. Just think about your own experience online. How frustrating is it when you find a website that's clunky and confusing? It's the worst.
It's like, I'm out of here.
Exactly. So this article really emphasizes making that booking process as frictionless as possible. So easy navigation, clear service choices, a simple interface, it all adds up.
Oh, yeah.
To a positive user experience.
So true. I have definitely abandoned online shopping carts because the checkout process was like a nightmare. Like, if it's that hard to buy a pair of shoes, imagine trying to book a cleaning service.
Exactly. Exactly. And you don't want to lose customers because your website gives them a headache.
Right.
So a seamless booking experience, that can be the difference between just a website visitor and an actual paying client.
That's huge.
Yeah. And don't underestimate the power of those little quality of life features, like being able to save your preferred cleaning services or schedule recurring appointments. All that makes people feel valued and appreciated.
It's like, we get you, busy person. We've made this as easy as possible. Okay. So we've made booking a breeze, But how do we convince people that our services are actually as awesome as we say they are? Is it all about, flashy graphics and promises?
Not quite.
Yeah.
The article talks about word of mouth through client testimonials. And honestly, I think this is where the magic happens.
Oh, tell me more, because I am a sucker for a good testimonial. It's like getting a sneak peek into what it's really like to use a product or service.
Right. And think about it. You're on the fence about hiring a cleaning service. You see a website, it looks nice. They're saying all the right things about being eco-friendly, but you're still not sure.
Yeah.
And then you scroll down and you see a testimonial from a real person.
Yeah.
Raving about how much they love the service, how their home has never been cleaner, and how they feel good knowing that they're supporting a company that cares about the environment. That's powerful.
It totally is. It's like, okay, this isn't just marketing hype. This is like real people are actually happy with this service. So where do you put these testimonials? Like just on a dedicated page? Or should we be like more strategic about it?
I think weaving those testimonials throughout your website is a good strategy. So maybe alongside your services descriptions on the homepage, just make them visible, easy to find. Don't make people hunt for them.
Right. And what about the testimonials themselves? Like, are there certain types of testimonials that are more effective than others? Like, should we just focus on positive feedback, or is there a value in showcasing like a range of experiences?
Well, you want testimonials that feel genuine and authentic.
Yeah.
Not just generic praise. So focus on stories that highlight specific benefits. For example, instead of just saying, this cleaning service is great, encourage clients to share how the service has impacted their lives. Maybe they've noticed fewer allergies since they switched to eco-friendly products.
Right.
Or they love that their home just feels healthier and more vibrant.
I love that. It's like it's showing the real life impact, not just making these vague claims.
Exactly, yeah.
So it makes the customer feel like they can trust you.
Exactly. People connect with stories. And when you can weave those stories into your website, you're creating a more engaging and persuasive experience.
Okay, so we've got glowing testimonials sprinkled all over our website like eco-friendly confetti.
Right.
But the article mentions another interesting element, a sustainability blog. I feel like this is where things get really creative.
Yeah. This is where you go beyond just promoting your cleaning services and you become a resource for sustainable living in general.
Okay.
So imagine sharing practical tips on reducing waste at home, DIY cleaning solutions, using natural ingredients, even spotlighting other eco-conscious businesses in your community. You're building a sense of community around shared values.
Okay, so instead of just saying we're eco-friendly, we're showing people how to be eco-friendly.
Exactly.
In their own lives.
Yeah.
That's smart. It positions your business as a thought leader, not just a service provider.
Yeah, it's about adding value, not just pushing sales.
Yeah.
And when you create content that people actually find useful and informative, they're more likely to remember you and come to you when they need a cleaning service.
It's like, hey, we're not just here to clean your house. We're here to help you live a more sustainable life. I bet that resonates with a lot of people these days.
Absolutely. And from a practical standpoint, a blog can also boost your SEO, so more people can find you when they search online.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's a win-win.
So we've got these compelling service descriptions.
Yes.
We're showcasing our amazing green cleaning products.
Yeah.
We've got a booking system that's smoother than like a freshly mopped floor.
Nice.
And we're building trust and community with client testimonials.
Out of it.
And a sustainability blog that's overflowing with valuable content. What's not to love?
Yeah. It sounds like we're building a website that's not just informative, but engaging, inspiring. Yeah. And that's what sets successful businesses apart.
I'm feeling pretty inspired myself, actually. But before we jump into part 2 of this deep dive, I want to throw a question out to our listeners.
Okay.
What do you look for on a website?
Ooh, good question.
When you're trying to figure out if a company is genuinely committed to being eco-friendly. We'll be right back after a quick break to discuss.
It's easy for a business to say that they're eco-friendly.
Right.
But how do they actually show it? Like, prove it on their website.
I was just thinking about that because anyone can say they use natural products,
Yes.
but what does that even mean? So for you, what are those specific things that make you go, okay, I believe them. They're the real deal?
For me, it often comes down to specifics.
Yeah.
Are they mentioning the certifications that their products have? Are they talking about their impact on the local environment? Maybe like how they minimize waste or support local suppliers?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's even about the tone they use. Do they sound preachy? Or do they actually sound passionate about what they do?
That's such a good point. Because I don't want to be lectured to. I want to feel like I'm connecting with a business that shares my values.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of connecting, the article mentions some other website features that can boost engagement. But honestly, some of them sound kind of technical to me, like mobile responsiveness. What does that even mean?
It's actually pretty simple. Mobile responsiveness just means that your website looks good and works properly on any device. So your phone, a tablet, a desktop computer, whatever.
Okay.
Think about how much time you spend browsing the internet on your phone. You want a website that's easy to read and navigate on that small screen.
Yeah, totally. I've definitely been on websites where, like, the text is so tiny.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to, like, zoom in a million times just to read anything. It's so frustrating.
It's a nightmare.
I know.
And, Google knows this too. So they prioritize mobile-friendly websites in their search results. If your website isn't optimized for mobile, you're basically invisible to, like, a ton of potential customers.
So it's not just about aesthetics. It's actually about making sure that people can even find your website in the first place.
Exactly.
Oh.
And that leads us to another really important technical feature, local SEO. And this is about making sure your website pops up when people in your area search for eco-friendly cleaning services.
Okay.
So if you're based in Logan, you want those people in Logan to be able to find you easily online.
So it's like having a storefront on a busy street, but instead of a physical location,
Right.
It's your website that needs to be easy to find.
Exactly. And there's certain things you can do to boost your local SEO, like optimize your Google My Business listing, get listed in local directories, and even encourage customers to leave reviews online.
Oh, okay.
It all helps build that online presence and make you more visible to clients in your community.
It's like creating this virtual map that leads people straight to your door, your amazing eco-friendly services.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so we've made our website mobile-friendly, optimized for local searches.
Yes.
But what about the actual booking process itself? Because I always get a little nervous about, putting my payment information online.
Oh, that's a totally valid concern. And it's something that any business, especially those that operate online, need to take seriously.
Yeah.
So the article really stresses offering those secure payment options that protect your customers' personal and financial information.
Right.
So think about things like SSL certificates, which encrypt data, and partnering with reputable payment processors that actually have those security measures in place.
So it's not just about making it easy to pay, but also making it feel safe.
Right. Yeah.
Trustworthy.
Customers need to feel confident that their information is protected
Right.
when they're interacting with your website. And honestly, it's not that hard to implement these security features.
Oh, good.
There are a ton of resources available to help businesses create that secure online environment.
You mentioned payment processors before.
Mm-hmm.
Are there certain payment processors that are like better suited for eco-friendly businesses? Like ones that maybe focus on sustainability or ethical practices? That's a great question. While there aren't like specific payment processors designed solely for eco-friendly businesses,
Okay.
there are some that definitely align with those values.
Right.
You could look for processors that are certified B corporations.
Oh, cool.
Which means they meet those high standards for social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency.
I love that. So it's like every aspect of your business can reflect that commitment to sustainability.
Exactly.
Even down to like the payment processor.
Right.
It's like all those little details add up to the bigger picture.
Totally. And it shows your customers that you're truly committed to making a difference. You're not just greenwashing.
Right.
You're making conscious choices in every single area of your business.
Okay, so we've talked about mobile responsiveness, local SEO, secure payment options. It seems like there's a lot to consider when you're building a website that really reflects that eco-friendly ethos.
It goes beyond just how your website looks, that's for sure. It's about aligning your online presence with your values and making sure your website is user-friendly and secure.
Speaking of aligning with values, we touched on this a little earlier, but I want to hear more about how eco-friendly businesses can, walk the walk, not just talk the talk, beyond the website. Like, are there specific things that they can do in their day-to-day operations that really demonstrate that commitment to sustainability?
Absolutely. It's all about embodying those values in every aspect of your business.
Yeah.
So let's take transportation, for example. Could you use electric vehicles? Or bikes for local jobs? Or maybe partner with a local public transportation service to encourage employees and clients to ditch their cars?
Ooh, I like those ideas.
Yeah, right.
It's like showing people that you're willing to, put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. And it's not just about grand gestures.
Yeah.
It's about those everyday choices. Are you buying your cleaning supplies in bulk to reduce packaging waste?
Mm-hmm.
Are you using reusable cloths and mops instead of disposable ones? Are you properly disposing of any waste generated from cleaning?
These are all such great points. It's like a ripple effect. Every decision you make has an impact.
Right.
And by choosing that more sustainable option, you're sending a message to your employees, your client.
Community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it creates a sense of authenticity that people can really feel. They know you're not just jumping on the eco-friendly bandwagon.
Yeah,
You're genuinely committed to making a difference.
for sure.
So it's about looking at every aspect of your business through a sustainability lens, from the products you use to how you transport yourself to how you handle waste. It's creating this holistic approach that reflects your values.
Exactly. And it's an ongoing journey. There's always more you can do
Right.
to improve your practices and reduce your impact.
I'm already feeling inspired to make some changes in my own life.
Me too.
But before we get too carried away, we've got one more topic to cover in this deep dive: the power of social media.
Oh, yes.
Because it feels like that's a whole other beast when it comes to, marketing your business.
It is. Social media can be a total game changer for eco-friendly cleaning services. It's a platform where you can showcase your personality, share your story, connect with people who share your values.
It's like this virtual megaphone for your eco-friendly message.
Right. But with so many businesses online,
Yeah.
how do you stand out?
How do you stand out?
It starts with knowing your audience. So who are you trying to reach? What are they interested in? What are their pain points? Once you understand your ideal customer, you can start creating content that really speaks to them.
So it's not just posting pretty pictures of clean houses.
Right.
It's about providing valuable content that resonates with your ideal customer. So what kind of content are we talking about?
Think about the things that set you apart. Are you passionate about certain eco-friendly products? Create a series of posts highlighting those and why you love them. Are you an expert in DIY cleaning solutions? Share your recipes with your followers. Do you have a strong connection to your community? Spotlight those other eco-conscious businesses.
Okay, so it's about showcasing your expertise and your values through, engaging and informative content.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Social media is all about showing off your personality and building relationships.
I love that. It's like, hey, we're not just a faceless corporation.
Right.
We're real people who are passionate about making the world a cleaner and greener place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people connect with that authenticity.
Yeah.
They're more likely to trust and support a business that feels real.
Speaking of connecting with people, what about the visual aspect of social media?
Yeah.
Because so much of it is about, eye-catching photos and videos.
Yes.
Is there a way to make that eco-friendly too?
Absolutely. You don't need fancy equipment or elaborate setups to create compelling visual content. So use natural lighting, showcase the beauty of your products, and just capture those real moments of your team at work.
Oh, I love that. It's like showing the kind of real unfiltered side of your business.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of user-generated content.
Ooh, yeah.
Encourage your customers to share photos of their spaces
Right.
and tag your business. It's like free advertising.
And it's a great way to build social proof, too, because, people are way more likely to trust recommendations from their friends than some random ad they see.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about starting that eco-friendly cleaning service, or you're already in business and just want to step up your social media game, remember, authenticity is key.
Yeah.
Be yourself, showcase your values, and connect with those people who share your passion.
Oh, I love that. Be yourself, showcase your values, connect with people who share your passion. Well said. This deep dive has been jam-packed with insights, from website must-haves to the power of social media marketing and, everything in between.
It's been a blast exploring all these different facets of eco-friendly business practices with you.
Likewise. And a huge thanks to Site Design and KnowW for providing such great information in their article.
Yeah, it's amazing how much thought and strategy actually goes into creating a successful business these days.
It is, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Not at all.
And remember, building your brand is an ongoing journey.
It is.
It's about constantly learning and evolving and finding those new ways to connect with your audience.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a thought. We've talked about showcasing those eco-friendly practices.
Oh, right.
But how do you weave those practices into a compelling story that your audience will actually connect with? We'll be right back to explore that in part 3.
Okay, so we're back and ready to jump into this final part of our deep dive, where we're going to be looking at how to weave storytelling into your website.
Yeah, it's one thing to, list all your green credentials.
Right.
But how do you actually make them come alive?
Yeah.
How do you turn those facts and figures into something that really resonates with people?
Yeah.
That's where storytelling comes in.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I know that storytelling is super powerful.
Oh, it is.
But how does it apply to, like, a cleaning service?
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly, the most glamorous industry.
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, think about it. Every single element of your website is a chance to tell a story.
Right.
So your service descriptions, client testimonials, blog posts, they can all be woven together.
Yeah.
To create this narrative that really connects with people on an emotional level.
So it's not just like we use biodegradable cleaning products. It's more like imagine coming home to this sparkling clean space knowing that every surface has been cleaned with products that are safe for your family and the planet.
Exactly. You're not just selling a service, you're selling a feeling, an experience.
Right.
You're inviting people into your world
Yeah.
and showing them what makes you so special.
It's like taking them on a journey from the second they land on that website to the moment they book their first cleaning.
And stories are memorable. People might forget a list of features,
Yeah.
but they'll remember a story that made them laugh or that really touched their heart.
That's so true. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Like, how do we find these stories that resonate with people?
Well, it starts with knowing your audience.
Right.
Who are you trying to reach? What are their values? What are their pain points? Once you really understand that ideal customer, you can tailor your stories to speak directly to them.
So let's say our audience is like busy families who are concerned about the environment, but just like don't have a ton of time to do all the research into different eco-friendly cleaning options.
Right.
What kind of story would work for them?
Well, you could share the story of how your business got started.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe you were a parent who was frustrated with a lack of safe and effective cleaning products on the market.
Yeah.
Or maybe you were inspired by your own experience with allergies or chemical sensitivities.
Yeah.
By sharing your personal journey, you're humanizing your brand, making it relatable.
I love that. It's like, hey, we're just like you. We care about these things and we're here to help.
Exactly.
It's a good way to connect.
Yeah, and you can also showcase the positive impact your services have had on clients.
Right.
Maybe you have a testimonial from a client whose kid's eczema cleared up after they started using your products.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Or a story about how your business is helping to reduce waste in the community.
It's all about showing, not telling.
Exactly.
Instead of just saying we're eco-friendly, we're giving these concrete examples of how we're making a difference.
Yeah, and these stories don't have to be long or complicated.
Right.
Even like a short anecdote or a powerful quote can have a huge impact.
What about the sustainability blog? How can we use storytelling there?
Oh, your blog is like a goldmine of storytelling opportunities.
Okay.
So you could share the story behind, your favorite eco-friendly cleaning product.
Right.
Talk about the sustainable sourcing, the biodegradable packaging. You could write a post about a local family who's embraced that zero-waste lifestyle and all their tips. You could even do a series of posts interviewing other eco-conscious businesses in your area.
I'm getting so many ideas. It's amazing how many stories are out there just waiting to be told.
It is, right. And the best part is the more you tell your story, the more your brand will start to take shape.
Yeah.
And people will see you as more than just a cleaning service.
Right.
They'll see you as a company with a mission, a purpose, a heart.
And that's what builds loyalty too, right? Because people want to support businesses that align with their values.
Mm-hmm.
And storytelling is that key to communicating those values in an authentic way.
Exactly. So as you're building that website, always keep storytelling in mind. Think about how you can weave those narratives into every little element of your online presence.
And don't be afraid to get creative.
Yes.
Experiment with different formats, try out different voices, and most importantly, have fun with it.
This has been such a great deep dive, I think.
Yeah.
We've covered so much ground, from like those website must-haves to the power of storytelling and everything in between.
It has been a joy exploring this topic with you.
Likewise.
And a huge thank you to Site Design Now W for inspiring this whole conversation with their awesome article.
Absolutely, yeah.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yes.
We hope you've learned something new today and feel inspired to make your own online presence a little more engaging and authentic.
And remember, whether you're running a business or just trying to make a difference in the world,
Right.
never underestimate the power of a good story.
That's it for this deep dive, folks.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.